Welcome back to the Blissful Badger. Long time no see. It's been what? 2.5 hours? Another cup of tea? And the Warp Blaster is still half built. So let's get this done and get some more built too. Alright. Last time on Box to Battle Ready. Alright. I had a good dinner with my mother. And now I'm back to building. It was a nice, refreshing break between streams. The 3-hour limit is about right for me. I still need to buy a new chair for this desk, and yeah. I think 3 hours is right. I did have some coffee while at dinner, so there's a good chance that I'll be up for quite some time tonight. And it did start raining. I knew it would, but it has confirmed it is wet outside. So I won't be getting any more models primed tonight. And it's supposed to be off and on for the next several hours and the next several days. So if I can, I will prime the remainder of the rats, because I'm pretty sure I can build them all tonight. I mean, it's this and the Giselles, and I'll be done. So, the next time it's clear enough to prime, I'll get the rats done, and I might be able to finish building all of the Stormcast before the next open window for priming. So it would be really cool to have everything completely built and primed. Yeah. Hello. Those are some pretty cool Battletech minis. And that is a fairly large collection, so I don't know exactly how many you play in a single game, You were saying that it's, what, 3 groups of 4? But that looks like a fairly decent-sized force. I could actually sense the excitement as you were talking about them. So, yeah, they look pretty cool. I don't know a whole lot about BattleTech, but it's more models. So, okay. Yeah, it seemed like it was a fairly large force, so... Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if I remember correct, well, based on what I've heard, they are less expensive than GW models, so it's not like it's quite the same investment to have a large army. Yeah, see, that's just so cool. I love the fact that a lot of your models are old school and metal, and they have more... I wouldn't say they have more character, but they have a different character that just... it harkens back to the old school days of just having a good time and not trying to win at all costs and stuff. So I don't know, that's the feel they have. Like, I know I'm working on this, but I do still have the Calexis Assassin and Interrogator Terminator just sitting here at my desk waiting for the right day. So but yeah, I have those 2 metal models just waiting. I think between the Abomination Kit Bash and that'll be my little in-between project between getting Skaventide done and moving on to the next big project. So, just something nice and small and old metal model. Just have some fun painting something that doesn't really have any impact on any of the other armies that I have, but still cool models. So yeah. So it is really cool to have that every now and then on models. Exactly. Like, someone actually took the time to set up a, you know, all of the things needed, and they, you know, it was all hand created instead of computer animated or, you know, computer aided. You know, it is a big box. This is going to be my 53rd model built out of this. So, I have several more to go, but I've been doing it all on live stream, and it has a lot of cool models in it. But yeah, these are all nice, crisp sculpts. They're probably going to be amazing to paint. I do look forward to that. And, yeah. There are new rats. I'm so excited. But at the same time, some of those old models, they're pretty cool too. So, I think it's fun that you can enjoy the old school models and the new ones at the same time. It's just, like, I have some old metal figurines. They are not gaming figurines. They are actual, like, statues from... I don't even know the age of them, but it's just so cool to have both. It's actually one of the reasons why I have some of the second edition orcs as part of my orc army for 40k. If I could get some of the old metal ones, that would be cool too. Hey, Squigburger. I will say that the Skaventide box is extremely heavy, but about 40% of that is the books inside of it. It's still, what, 13 sprues worth of models, which is cool, but a lot of the weight is the rule books and the book stuff, so... Still, 74 models and 4 pieces of terrain is not a small amount of models. It's usually a bigger thing getting through them all instead of the amount that you get in it. It's just such a huge pile. So... Oh yeah, this is gonna be... I mean, this is the first time I've tried to actually go from the box to battle ready on everything. I mean, I've never succeeded in painting a full starter or launch box outside of this, but I've also not attempted it, so... But this is a lot of models. And I am quite excited about the challenge. So this one has a few more mold lines than some of the other models in the box so far, though. It's taking me a little bit longer to scrape everything. Ah, yes. All of the spare bits are going to become an abomination afterwards. Oh, I have plenty of paint sitting around. Most of the colors for my Stormcast are colors I've never actually used before. So they're full bottles. This was the test mini I did to see what I liked for the color scheme. So hello, Revan. How's it going? Handy, you know. I'm doing pretty good. How have you been? Ah, yes. This is one of the models that I've painted for my Skaven so far. So, not trying to do any particular clan or anything, but just having a good... Fair enough, you did have quite a bit of editing to do for your last video. It was a good video, too. But yeah, I don't paint quite to the same level you do, Handy, but I do enjoy getting a nice tabletop battle-ready quality to them. And yeah, Skaven are really cool. I mean, I chose Skaven before I knew that the starter box was going to have them, and I was just thrilled when we were told, hey, we're going to get all these new models. So... And I mean, 50 new models for the Skaven just in the one box, and I have 46 of them built already. Thanks. I could probably spend a little bit of time... Well, I could spend a lot of time highlighting up from where I have it for, you know, maybe a 5 or 10% better look, but it's also 2 to 3 times the amount of work. So not right now. I don't think 12,000's happening yet, but but I won't say that one day I won't have 12,000 points of Skaven. I know Handy's seen my collection of models, so he knows that that's not as much of a joke as you're actually saying. But yeah, just, having a good time trying to get through all of the Skaven today and maybe a few more Stormcast. The more I can get built, the more I can get ready for painting. So... So tomorrow... Tomorrow what? 12,000 points or more hobbying? I have to say that with the rulebook and the Spearhead book and the 4 pieces of terrain and 1,200 points of Stormcast and 1,270 points of Skaven in the box, it's a good deal. I mean, the thing is, a Skaventide box is more than 1/10 of that goal. So... And I mean, I still don't have any Doom Wheels or anything, so... There are quite a few things that I don't have. Alright, I need to assemble this now. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, how many weeks have you been working on your Venatari? And how long did your Alaris custodians take? No, I have Skaven and Stormcast. I'm not swapping. I need all of my models. Wait a minute. It didn't tell me to put that on. Good thing it's push fit and not glued together. If I can get this off. Come on. That pig might not be salvageable. Yep. Goodbye, peg. Alright. At least the piece that broke was within the other part. Okay. That looks better. I love how they put spikes right where you need to push to get these things into place. There we go. All right. This is a really cool model. It's going to be a pain to paint all of the details inside, though. But we'll get to that eventually. All right. Next models to build. Warplock Giselles. Haha. These look so good. All right. I'm sure I'm going to get myself with that spike, though. 15. Aha. I mean, I was just saying how they put spikes right where you're gonna have to push. It's like... And also, why would Chaos have so much trim otherwise, right? What happened? Oh. My browser just went down again. I think. I just realized that it shows all three Giselles for their shields straight down instead of across like I thought. So I am cutting all three of them out right now. I was wondering why there were so many bits. I will assemble these and then I'll go to the next step, I guess. I mean, I won't say that this computer is the most modern of devices. Again, it doesn't even have a USB-C port on it, so... It does decently well for what it is. But yeah, everything else in the booklet so far to build was do this step across. And this one, it has this, this, and that to get those. And I was working through this and I was like, wait, why do I have so many of the same thing? Yep. Yeah, something my converted Giselles do not have are the backpacks. I couldn't figure out exactly how I would kit bash any of those from stuff I had, so I am looking forward to having these ones with the backpacks because that part does look pretty cool on these guys. But the 4 small shields, instead of the 1 big one, they do work out pretty well. Like, they're about the same size, which is pretty cool. I still haven't built an actual list to field. I built a couple of funny lists where I was like, how many rats can I actually fit in this list? But I realized after the fact that it doesn't actually say how many times you can reinforce. So I was building all regular units instead of just reinforcing everything. So I think I can fit about 225 rats in a single list. Somewhere in that range. Without reinforcing any, I was at 203. So with reinforcing, dropping a leader and just reinforcing more, I think I can do a 2-drop 220 plus rat list. It probably wouldn't be very good, but it's possible. So sometime during 4th, I will have to do a oops all rats list and actually get as many rats as possible on the table at once. So and I still don't have a Doom Wheel, and I still don't have any of the Vermin Lords. And only the Plague Priest on yeah. Mind went blank. Something YouTube doesn't have is a, hey, you should hydrate. But yeah, I need to build some lists that I can actually field, and some lists to work towards, and figure out exactly what I want to get next for the army once it's all built up to that point. or kit bash. Yep. Gotta keep myself hydrated and taken care of so that I can continue working on the models, right? Yeah. I've currently built one Storm Fiend out of the 9 that I own. And you field them in units of 3. So I do eventually need to build the rest of those. And those with the Rat Ogres will be really cool. I'll have 2 units of Jezzails, so... or a reinforced unit of Jezzails. One or the other. I already have over 1,000 points painted and based from before this, and this has 1270 in it. So I will have over 2,000 points painted and based by the time the Skaventide box is done. And then if they happen to not legend all of the models that I kit bashed, I might have even more points. Or I can just use them as, you know, Plague Monks or something. I actually had an idea. I have some more weird extra weapons from the AdMech, where they just have them like over their shoulder, and I almost want to make a unit of Jezzail kit bashes where they're just on their way to the next spot. So the clan rat will carry the quad shield, and then the Plague Monk will be holding the rifle over the shoulder type of thing, and just make 3 like that. And then I'd have 12. That's math, right? More? But but again, get through Skaventide, then kit bash. I mean, how many ideas have I run through already in 3 days? I mean, we have the Abomination and Master Molder. We have the extra Jezzails. We have Make Some Doom Wheels. We have I Should Play Marvel Crisis Protocol. Let's see. I think there were some more. So, I mean, overall, yes, I can understand why there's so many shinies. Oh yeah, get some of the old prosecutors to make Venatari from. Or Sanguinary Guard. Either or. So yeah, I think I've come up with like 6 other projects while working on this already. So, yes. Yes, I think I understand why I always have so many different projects going on. But I mean, all of them sound like great ideas. Some are going to happen way easier than others. Like the Abomination, I have all of those bits. The only thing I'll need is the right size base and the dimensions for how high up it should be. And I actually know someone at the game shop I go to that has one, so I can take those dimensions. No. No, 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 no. I'm actually going to disagree with you. 12,000's a good point to be at, but for Skaven, you want 13,000 points. Because the Great Horned Rat decrees it. No, I still don't even have 12,000 points of Tyranids, so it's gonna be a while. I'm not too far off of 12,000 points of Tyranids. There's like over 500 models. Oh, you know what? Great Horned Rat. I think I have an idea. Yeah. It'll be a ways out, but I have a couple of ideas that I think I like what that would actually entail. We'll have to see. Many lots ideas. Running around in my head. I mean, how big would the Great Horned Rat be? Because, like, we have a model for Nagash. Would the Great Horned Rat be roughly the same size? Bigger? Smaller? Thanks. Size of a greater demon. I'll have to do some thinking, because before we decided on an abomination kit bash from this stuff, I had an idea for one. And it's possible that I can upscale the other idea just a little bit, and it'll work as a great horned rat instead. And if that's the case, that would be really, really cool. No. No, I have a fully different idea. It's something I've been thinking about for over a year. I even purchased some of the materials I would need to kit bash it right after I purchased the Verminous Hosts. And that's been a little over a year since I did that. So it's been an idea, and I haven't said anything about it. I haven't given any details about it. So I am not going to spoil it until I actually build it. Alright. 3 shield bearers. Now for the actual Jezzails. Alright. We have a champion or the regular one. May as well build the champion, right? I don't see why not. Yep. So this is another half of a rat for the abomination kit. I don't know if I have it. Well, I'll get it eventually. I don't think any of the Clan Rat excess bits would work for that. So I can't make an extra Jezzail with that particular thing. But yeah, look, I have another arm. I wonder if a Plague Monk could carry that around. That'd be cool. because I had the 20 clan rats and 20 plague monks that I used for conversion purposes to make the Giselles and the night runners. No, not night runners, gutter runners, sorry. Because I used those 20 and 20 for conversions, and you have to have units of those size, I do still have quite a few of both of those rats sitting around for future conversions. So I am totally fine with making extra Giselles using extra bits and using a few of them for the abomination if I need to, or doing any of the special characters that I can, because they're older sculpts, but they still have some flexibility for what you can do with them. So and since there was an extra Giselle in each of the Skaventide boxes, I know a few people bought them at the game shop. I bet I could find them for quite a discount if I ask around. So it might not be too hard to build an extra 3 or 6 or even 9 Giselles. So actually, after the stream, I think I might actually post something in their Discord about that. Well, you have to run them in units of 3s or 6s, so sadly, I think the best I'll be able to do is run 2 units of 6 with a engineer, the dude with the... It is the engineer, right? Yeah. If I do the Warplock Engineer and 2 units of 6. It's 13 rats. That's worth a drop, right? Part of the regiment. Okay, is this... that... and then the leg. And then the arm. That looks like it's going to need a little glue to hold that in place. It wants to come out of that, but it's just a little piece of... it'll be fine. But yeah, a Giselle. Then you can just use whichever of the shields that you want, which is cool. Alright. 2 more. Only 2 more Skaven in my Skaventide. Alright. And you know what that means? Another empty sprue. Back that way. That is not getting old. I was thinking that by the time I got done with half of the sprues, it would be like, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's still fun. And all of those sprues are potentially orc bits. I mean, they'll loot anything they can, right? Okay. And another Giselle. Just one more rat. All right. I mean, I'm on my last Giselle, but I do have the Reclusians sitting here. So, for a while at least, but I'm not sure if I'll go through all of this too. Why do you ask? Ah, okay, yeah. That works. I wasn't sure if you were still out and about, so. But yeah, I have the Reclusian sitting right there, so. I mean, I've streamed for 4.5 hours today, but only a little over an hour so far this go, so. And so far this week, I've found that about 3 hours is about the maximum I can feel sitting. So yeah, I can probably go for about 2 more hours ish. Hour and a half, 2 hours. I might have to take like a 2 or 3 minute break in that time, but I mean, you know, I had coffee with dinner. But yeah, I'm super excited that I am about to finish my 56th model out of Skaventide, and if I can get it to 62 by the end of the night, that's standing desk. Ugh. Why would I want one of those? I mean, I can see maybe stretching every now and then, but to actually stand and try to work on one of these, eh. I mean, these new models are quite good at not needing very much cleaning. Like, I really have like one mold line, maybe, on most of these. And I'm really just cleaning up where I cut it off of the sprue. And there's nothing else to be cleaned. So, and without having to glue, that's going together pretty quick. And, yeah. That makes sense. I could probably go for a better chair. I'm actually sitting on a cushion right now. And I have this underneath my right elbow. Because it's just nice to have a little bit of padding. Because the arms of the chair are lower, not actually reachable of the desk. And I don't want to over fatigue my elbow. Alright, body. Well, I know you live in the area. This 2-pack was at the Dollar Tree. And this double layer is a lot thicker than a mouse pad. I looked at that first. And it's better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm nowhere near the back of my chair. I don't think the chair would actually fit under the desk. The arms are way too wide. It's also a little bit low. I have it raised up as high as it'll go, and it's still not quite where I would want it for the desk. So I probably need to get a chair that actually adjusts quite a bit, and those are usually the ones that are more expensive. So at some point, I will probably have to upgrade my chair to something fairly expensive. So between that and upgrading the computer eventually, yeah, I should probably start saving. And that's the last Giselle. So I just finished building the Skaven out of Skaventide. Yay! And today's build quantity is actually quite a bit so far. I actually have to move these over so I have space to build the next guys. Alright. 56 models built. Now, where are the Reclusians? Is that the first page? Yes. Oh, hey. I don't think I've built the Lord Terminus or the Knight Questor either. Might as well do that. They're on here, right? This is Sprucey, I think. Let's see. C35 is the torch. Yep. Okay. So I still have those two to build too. I'll start with those characters. Thirty-six, 37, 38. Okay. So many pieces that they don't number them, or well, they don't place all of the numbers together, which is weird sometimes. Alright, where is the other part that I need? Um, 37 is a sword. Okay, there we go. The sword. Alright. 37, 35, 36, 38, 39, and 40. And then 41's just a little filler bit, so I'm not that worried about that. I'll chop it out of the sprue anyway. And drop it on the floor. I'll find it later. Okay. So that's the Knight Questor. And now the Lord Terminus is dude with the spiky hair. Well, not hair, but I'm still shocked. I've built all of the Skaven in 3 days. Which I shouldn't be shocked. I mean, I've been putting the time in. But 29, where are you? 29. There we go. Alright, and 33, big axe. $32 and $34. $32 is shoulder pad. And then double check really quick. 26. I have not cut out 28, his head. Alright, that's everything for those two pieces. Two models. Okay. Yeah, if I finish this sprue tonight, I just have the 10 hammer dudes left. And the terrain. I do plan on building the terrain and painting that too. It's part of the models in the box. But that's wild. I'm technically 4 sprues away from being done. Building? Painting's gonna take longer. Excuse me. But yeah, looking at all the models that you get out of this box, it really is a nice amount. Like, when I was just looking at what you get for Tyranids versus Space Marines, and then the Stormcast versus Skaven, it was like, okay, yeah, it says that it's so many more models, but what do you really get? I mean, the clan rats do count as a lot of the models, but actually seeing what it is laid out, it's a lot. When I have all of these built, I could take a Leviathan box and set it next to the Skaventide box and see how much table space it takes up. That might be a cool 20 or 30 minutes setup to see a picture. I don't think the Skaventide box has quite as many big models, like centerpiece models, but I feel that, you know, like the ogres are definitely bigger than the majority of things in Leviathan. The Neurogants and Termagants are about equivalent to the Skaven. They're maybe a little bit bigger. Well, the Termagants are a little bit bigger. The Neurogants are probably about the same size. But I don't know. It's still a decent amount of plastic. And with the point values, I mean, 1,270 points of Skaven and 1,200 points of Stormcast. I mean, that is a lot. When I was building up the Cool Boys army, to hit 2,000 points because of all the heroes and everything in it, and you could only take so many in 3rd edition, I had to buy 3 Dominion halves of the Cruel Boys to make a 2,000 point list, a viable one. And you can take probably 2 of the Skaventides. I mean, you can take them as more auxiliaries. It doesn't say that you can't take heroes as auxiliaries that I know of. It's just the regiments that are less. You know, you have a maximum of 5 regiments. And then everything is auxiliaries. So I think if you wanted to take, you know, 6 Claw Lords, you probably could. I haven't seen anything saying you couldn't. So if that's the case, it opens up potential list building options, and 2 Skaventides actually is a viable 2,000 points with options. So that seems like a pretty cool thing. And having that amount of flexibility, especially if someone wanted to, like, trade a Skaven half for a Stormcast half type of thing. Like, you have a 2,000 point army. You can play Spearhead and Fourth. I mean, that's a very nice position for a board game. Well, not a board game, but a GW game. I mean... Okay. Pushing. There we go. That cloak is going to be a bit of a difficulty to paint behind there. I could keep it off. Could. If for some reason it gets too bad, I can always pull it off, push it back in. Probably have to take that off too to paint inside. Or I can just, you know, spray it black and pretend it doesn't exist. One of the nice things about push-fit models. The Lord Terminus. I think I want him to have a purple cloak. And maybe the emerald inner robe. Yeah. Do purple here and emerald here. Yeah. Now for the Night Quest Tour. Every single one of these push-fit models have gone together easier than the Predators from Dominion. Every single one of them. Which is nice. Okay. So are you getting anything done, Sean? One of the fans in the computer just started whining and then stopping and whining and stopping. Don't know what that's for or about. Okay. It says take this piece and this piece and that piece. Oh, that's funny. You can mount the shield a couple of different ways. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. I'll post a progress report in the Discord. And sleep well. Sweet. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to get through this tonight. There's, what, 6 more models on here? I think I can do it. All right, 1 through 8. Yep. You always end up back at your favorite projects. It might take a little while, but you get back there eventually. Hey, it's one less option than you were considering earlier today. So, you'll figure it out. Okay. Oh yeah. This was a good day of building. I really like the mail on the shoulders. It's not quite accurate, but at that detail, it's fine. It looks nice. I like that it's another variety of textures. It breaks up the armor a little bit more. These Reclusians do look pretty cool. And I might, after I prime, I might, when I'm painting them, pop off their cloaks. Just, or, you know, being able to paint the inside part and then just pop it back in. Probably going to be an easier paint job. Get a little bit more detail. And since they're push fit, I can do that. Because this actually goes on there. So, how am I going to get in here and paint that when that's, you know, covering the majority of it? Like, you'll still be able to see all of that detail in here on the model, so... Okay. That's interesting. So the front part clips into that. Still might be easier with the cloak off. Even if that is... Even if that is the pin that holds the front together. Because I'm not going to try to fight the paintbrush into there. That doesn't seem like a smart use of the amount of time I have available. When I can just pop off the cloak and call it a day. So. But I am going to prime it first. Because if it doesn't get primer on it, then there shouldn't be a need. So. Yeah. We'll find out. I will definitely have to vacuum my hobby area after building all of these. All this little plastic filings and stuff. Still having some issues with my browsers. I will probably restart them before tomorrow's stream. It's a pain to have to log into stuff again, because it auto signs you out when I close them. But it's better than having them take up, 2 minutes of silence whenever I want to hit, refresh on the music. So trade-offs. Thing is, it's not the CPU because I have a tracker on that, and it's at like 28% right now. And it's not the RAM because I upgraded that earlier this year, and it has 4 times what it used to. So it's probably the right speed for some reason, and I don't know why my browser needs to spend so much in resources for that. But just like how the computer doesn't have a USB-C, it also doesn't have a solid state main drive. So it could be just it is doing it the best it can. And I'm okay with that. Alright. This is it for the second cleaning reclusion. I have to build them. But that'll be the second one. And then I have a third one. And then the 3 Memorians that go with them. But that'll be another whole sprue done. And that just feels wild. Yeah. These are gonna get painted separately after they've been primed. So much detail I can get with them. All of the different cloaks and robes and stuff. If I just pop off the back cloak. Alright. This Reclusian has 2 axes. That's pretty cool. Cut. There we go. And this is an empty sprue. Back there somewhere. Yeah. Another sprue back there. Woo! This one bit is a little bit messy. Didn't really have a good spot to snip from, so hopefully that gets hidden a little bit. It looks like it's a corner piece where something else would go on, so hopefully. The other shoulders were covered, so I'd be a little bit surprised if this one isn't, especially with the messiness of that connection point. It looks like it would be right here. And all the rest have gone together pretty good, covering some of the sprue connection points and messier areas where it might not fit properly, so I would hope that they took that into consideration on this particular model, since they have on pretty much everything else so far. I'll know in a few minutes. Mm-hmm. Alright, where's the... Okay, there we go. I was looking for the back. Oh yeah, it definitely covers it. That's the third Reclusian done. 3 Memorians to go for the night. each of these Memorians actually count as a token and not as a model for the sake of rules. Just like the Griff for the, Lord Veritant or whatever it is. It is just a token. So when you're building a list of all of the models in the Skaventide box, you are actually not going to hit 74 like it advertises, which can be a little bit weird when you're initially setting it up, because you're like, wait, isn't it supposed to be 74 models? And yeah, but 4 of the Stormcast models in the box are actually tokens. So it's still a model that needs to be painted, but it actually doesn't count as far as bodies on the field. So that's interesting. One Memorian built. It's nice when they're a 3-piece model that just slips right into place and doesn't require very much cleaning. But yeah, these 2 Memorians to go, and I will have built 64 of the 74 models. At least I'm pretty sure I counted that right. Yeah. I will just have 10 Liberators left to build tomorrow. And the train. I wonder if these have the same positioning for the arms. I already built 2 of them. Not going to take one apart to find out. Because this helmet with this banner would be pretty cool. This looks like it might be slightly raised on the side, but I don't know. Built it the way I did. Ow. Spike. All right. This one actually has some armor. And not just a whole bunch of robes. That's cool. And that is the third Memorian. So, tomorrow I build 10 Liberators and the terrain. And everything will be built. So, that's pretty cool. And today's pile of built models is large. Look at them all. I mean, I got the Giselles, the Prosecutors, the Ogres, the Warp Blaster, the 2 characters, the Reclusians, the Memorians. Yeah, this was a lot of models tonight. That is pretty cool. So, it is getting a little bit on the late side, so I'm going to drink some water. And get these out on the table and post a progress report in the Discord. And I will see you at 5 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, where I build the Liberators. And until then, I hope you find your bit of bliss. Because this was a very good night of building. And there goes my phone. So I should go make sure that works still. So, good night, everyone.